Welcome back, everyone. My next guest is a newbie with me, as well as the other one was. We're live on Facebook, so I do want to say hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. My next guest is Lynette Zang, and she's the owner, founder, and CEO of Zang Enterprises. Welcome to the show. Please tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what makes you different than other people out there.
Oh God, I've been different my whole life.
Yeah.
Yes. But actually what we do is we support community and sound money globally. Sound money, most people don't really know what that is, so we're super keen on education because my personal goal, and I would say everybody's goal at Zang Enterprises, is to get sound money back into our system. So sound money is physical gold and physical silver. Have you ever held them?
No, I'm not in a while.
You're gonna now, there you go.
Wow, they're heavy.
They're heavy. You've got an ounce of silver, that's a new American Eagle, silver American Eagle, and then you have an ounce of gold, which was minted prior to 1900, and it's the same gold content weight as the new Eagles that they mint today. But it's critically important, and I find that most people have never held sound money in their hand. But you know inflation?
Yes.
Okay, can you save money if you just put your money in a savings account? What happens to that over time?
Well, we're supposed to get more, but we don't get as much anymore, right?
That would be, well, actually, you were never supposed to get more. You were just supposed to think that you got more. But by design, when they instituted this system back in 1913, they put inflation into it so that over time you had to work harder to sustain your standard of living. But what you're really doing is working for less and less money. You're familiar with how much we've got to divide between income and wealth inequality in this country. And it's actually true in the world. Well, that happens based upon the current fiat money system. Fiat means by decree. So it's government-based money, and it's based upon creating debt. When you borrow money, you're borrowing money into existence. You can't do that with physical gold and physical silver because there is a finite amount of it. So that's why silver actually maintains your ability to purchase the same thing over time. Gold actually expands your ability to purchase, so you can purchase the same things, but also it protects you from inflation.
So when you work with people,
Mm-hmm.
you have to do consultations with them.
Yes.
A free consultation. You're obviously really totally into the education part of all of this,
Huge.
right? So when somebody sits down with you, do they come to you to purchase?
Well, yes,
Mhm.
but what we like to do first is understand what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Because basically with sound money, with physical gold and physical silver, you can sustain your standard of living and you can properly diversify any fiat money assets like stocks, bonds, ETFs, mutual funds, annuities, things like that, your 401k, your IRAs. Properly diversified portfolio can have all of those intangible stocks and bonds, etc. But you need to properly balance it with the gold and the silver as well. Otherwise, you really have all your eggs in one basket if all you can do with that is convert it into, in this country, US dollars.
Now, your phone number to call is 833-GLD for gold. And the other, it's Zang, Z-A-N-G. You're rated with a Better Business Bureau. You say that you work globally.
Yes.
And you obviously do free consultations.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to talk about the fact that you're saying, what I'm hearing from you is you have to have both.
Mm-hmm.
You should have both a little gold and a little silver. Is that correct? Or a
Correct.
lot of both?
Well, look, I don't think you can have too much of it,
Mm-hmm.
But starting with your goals and what you're trying to accomplish, whether it is to, sustain your standard of living. I think more and more people are discovering they have to work more and more and more, and they're still falling farther and farther and farther behind,
Mhm.
right? When you see people going to the grocery store and putting those groceries on Klarna or one of those things where you're paying it on, that's a problem. That's a huge problem,
Right.
right? Well, that doesn't happen on a sound money system. Because what a sound money system does, when gold was part of our currency, if you didn't like what the government was doing, you'd go in with a $20 gold certificate and you'd come out of the bank with the $20 coin that you were holding in your hand, your 1 ounce coin. That would create restrictions around what the government could do, how much debt they could take on, how much money they could spend. So it forces fiscal responsibility. I am really working hard and have become a member of Citizens for Sound Money. In fact, I'm going to Florida Friday to talk to the Speaker of the House to try and get sound money bill passed in Florida. And we're working around the country to do that and around the world. So when I say we're developing two communities, I've been doing this on some level since my entire life, and I'm 70.
How long have you been doing it?
Seriously,
Yeah.
I can remember back, and the training really started when I was about 10 years old.
Wow.
So that would have been 1964.
Okay.
And so and I've been a banker, I've been a stockbroker, I understand the language, I know how to read it, and my favorite question is this: how many times can you be lied to when you do not know the truth? Right?
That's a good point.
Exactly. Well, the fiat money, the government money, the US dollars that we work for, by intention, they put inflation into it. And the reason why their target is 2% is because then that's what creates quote unquote price stability. Now you and I are gonna think price stability means that gallon of milk stays the same price, but that's not what the central bankers define it as. Price stability is inflation that robs you of your purchasing power slowly enough that you do not change your spending patterns.
Well, I'll
Right?
tell you, and it is, I hate to say this, but it's almost like it's happening for a purpose.
It is happening for a purpose. I've studied currency life cycles since 1987 as a stockbroker at Shearson. That was my alma mater. And it was the head of currency trading that trained me. So, and when you're looking at it, what you do is you see these repeatable patterns. And I'm thinking, if something happens the same way 100% of the time, and we're doing the same thing, this time is not different, even though that's what they want you to think.
So somebody comes to you and they are gonna have a consultation,
Mhm.
and you're talking about they should be diversified, correct?
Yes.
And and I think also having something tangible.
Oh, tangible, yeah.
And I don't even know if it's where I'm just letting you talk here, but I want to ask you how important this is, because a lot of people, there's commercials on television, buy, and you don't have it tangible. It's somewhere they keep it somewhere else. What do you think about that?
Oh, really simply, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. Everything else is a contract, and it's easy to take it away. So like, if you go to Wall Street, they're gonna say buy ETFs. But you're not buying the gold and silver in the ETF. You're buying a trust contract that is simply designed to follow the spot gold market. And Wall Street has trained us to think of the spot markets as, well, that must be how much they're worth. No, 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 no. Everybody must learn how to understand the true value of any asset or any instrument. So you see the stock market going up, right? But the real trend is in the purchasing power of the dollar. And every single person that's listening to this knows the truth that every time you go to the grocery store or the gas station, or you have to pay your insurance or whatever, that it takes more and more and more of those dollars to buy the same goods and services. That's the big fat lie. I personally own a $10 trillion Zimbabwe dollar. You know what I can buy with it?
Nothing.
Exactly. And that's where the dollar is headed, and actually this is true on a global basis, which is why we work globally. But you don't have to make that choice, right? It's another big piece. Where are dollars used? One place, in the financial system. Where's gold and silver used? Physical gold and silver. in every single sector of the global economy. So dollars, cryptos, all of stocks, bonds, they have just one area, whereas gold and silver, full utility, full demand.
It always makes so much sense, but why do people, they, because they may not understand, is that what it is?
Exactly, it's been taught out of us.
So you can check her out on her website, it's LynetteZang.com. She works globally, she's rated with the Better Business Bureau, does free consultations, and her phone number is 833-GLD, then Zang, Z-A-N-G. And I wanna ask you what it looks like. Well, what is the number one question that you get asked?
How much gold and silver should I have? And it depends on your circumstances and how much money, but you can't have too much.
I'll tell you something, when it comes to this, it's fascinating, it really is, but it's so important. And diversify.
Yes.
I feel everybody should for sure.
And
So,
look me up on YouTube, because I do a lot of my work there. We're keen on education.
so at YouTube at Lynette Zang,
Yes, at
Okay.
the Lynette Zang.
the Lynette Zang. I'm so proud to have had you on the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So again, she works globally. She's rated with the Better Business Bureau. Free consultations. Her phone number to call is 833-GLD-ZANG. The website is LynetteZang.com.